Hello. Hello everyone. How you guys doing today? If you can hear me, just say hello because I don't know if the audio is working. I don't know if anybody can hear me at all. Just press like or say hi or just say something. Okay? I'm just waiting for more people to come on so that I can share with you what I've got to say today. Hi Ini, I see you. Hello. Today is 10th of June 2017 and it happens to be the birthday of a dear friend, but she passed on last month. Some of you may have seen something I wrote sometime back in May. I just wrote tears. I didn't want to explain what was going on exactly because I was in too much pain. But I just felt it's the right thing to do today because the person who passed away would have added one extra year to her life today, and her name was Nene Bassi. She was just 24 years old, and she was brutally cut off from this world by a wicked person. Some people say it's an armed robber, but I don't know if an armed robber would behave in such a way because I feel the aim of an armed robber is to rob. So I don't know, I'm just waiting for more people to come on board so that I can talk more about the life of Nene and the risk we face as Nigerians during times of danger or emergency. Nigerians during times of danger or emergency. Like I said, Nene was a young lady, 24 years old, almost half my age. I met her when I was living in Calabar. She was a student of the University of Calabar, and somehow she became like my baby sister. And sorry, I'm being distracted by the audio from my laptop. Just hold on a bit. So, as I was saying, Nene was a student of Unical, young girl, fatherless. Her mother was seeing her through school, and she was a struggling young girl. In this time and age where you find girls of that age doing runs, that's what they call it now. That's following older married men who sponsor them, give them money. Nene was struggling on her own. She would turn down such advances. She preferred to work part-time. She did a lot of ushering jobs for brand companies, made a little bit of money by the side to support her mom. You know, she was the eldest. And she got out of school, graduated. I remember she always promised her mom not to worry that when she was done with school, she would get a good job, she would make money, and then she would take care of her mom. And it so happened that she finished school. Like it's common with us in Nigeria, we can't find a job immediately after school. So she decided to open a small business. Little by little, the business began to grow. She owned a boutique where she sold clothes, she sold shoes, she sold bags, and every other little fashion item that you find in boutiques. And then one fateful day, sometime in December 2016, a man walks into her shop. People say it was an armed robber, or he was an armed robber. Got into the shop, stabbed her in the stomach multiple times, took her phones. Now the robber didn't just take the phones. I wish he had just done that, or taken whatever he wanted to take and leave. But he tied her two hands together, bound her foot, tied her legs together, and then stuffed clothes in her mouth so that she won't be able to scream for help, and then left her bleeding, in pains, gagged. When she was found later on, she had lost a lot of blood, and then from then she wasn't the same again. She became ill. She was looking for money, to raise money to go for surgery, because I heard the stabbing punctured her intestines. So she needed to go for an operation. From December 2016, she was suffering in pain, trying to raise this money. Finally, sometime this year, between January and February, she was able to go for the first surgery. It wasn't properly done. She needed to go for surgery again. That was last month. And then guess what? She went to the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital for the surgery, and there was no light. NEPA took light in the operating theater. The whole of University of Uyo Teaching Hospital didn't have a generator. Check that. So they had to use candlelight to operate on Nene Basi. After operating with her using candlelight, obviously, I'm very sure the job was not properly done. She died. That young girl died. And it caused most of us who knew her so much pain, because she was so full of life. Later today, I'll upload her photos on my wall so that you see who exactly I'm talking about. She was a beautiful young woman, ebony beauty, tall. She could have passed for a model. If she had gone into the modeling industry, she would have done well for herself. Beautiful girl, but her life was just cut short for no reason than she owned a boutique and one hungry person wanted to rob her that day. Now I ask, is this fair? A young girl loses her father at a very tender age, struggles on her own to see herself through school. Just when the mother, who has been suffering to raise this kid, is about to breathe a sigh of relief and say, oh, I now have a daughter who is a graduate, who will now work and support the home, death snatches her away, just like that. Now, I ask myself again, is it fair that when this girl was stabbed, she happened to be or come from a country that has poor medical care, that gives its citizens poor medical attention? The wound could not be treated. She didn't die from the stab wound though, but she died because she could not receive adequate medical care. If that girl were to be flown out of the country, she would not have died. A simple operation, a simple life-saving operation as suturing a ruptured intestine is what we couldn't do down here. Not because the doctors are not experienced, but because we lack power supply. Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a terrible shame? That in this time, in this day and age, somebody will be operated upon just with candle light. Not even generator power, candle light. And somebody just died like a piece of meat just because there was no generator. Some people say, like I said earlier, that it wasn't done by an armed robber. Some say the person was sent. And I ask why? Who will send someone to kill a young girl, a 24-year-old? Who will send someone to kill such a girl? She looked pretty much innocent to me. Just a normal hustling girl. At her business. Sorry about that. A call keeps coming in. So I ask myself, who will be targeting Nene? Then I began to think, my mind was, running. Who could possibly be targeting this girl? Some people said, oh, maybe somebody was jealous of her progress. Somebody was jealous of her success. Somebody was jealous about her achievements. And I'm like, who could be jealous to that extent of stabbing this girl in multiple places on the stomach and eventually killing her? Which brings me to something that is quite controversial. Some of you may argue, some of you may not agree with me, but in the long run, you find out what I'm about to say is nothing but the truth. We put so much of our lives out there on social media in a bid to be accepted. Sorry, the lighting in my bedroom is not too good. I don't know if you can see my face very well. I'm trying to see if I can, turn the camera a bit so that you could see me properly. Okay, that's a little bit better. We put so much of our lives out there on social media. We buy a new car, we are taking pictures of the car, taking pictures of us in the car, posting it on Facebook. We got a new dress, everybody on Facebook or Instagram must know. We got a new pair of shoes, they must know. I'm not saying we shouldn't share in our joys and our successes, but there are sometimes we need to put boundaries. Boundaries. Let me put it this way. Most of us who are Christians can relate. We know there is a God. We serve God. And we call ourselves his children, meaning that he's our father. But how many of us have really seen God before? How many of us have felt him? How many of us can say, this is how God looks like, this is his shape? Why doesn't he reveal himself to us? Because he's mysterious. He has said so many times. And if we are his children, and he created us in his image, it means that what works for God would in some way work for us. What makes God all-powerful, all-knowing, all-thriving would also work for us to an extent. And I believe part of him being mysterious creates that awe around what we know as God. Apart from his works, what we see, apart from the power that he wields, the fact alone that we cannot for sure explain who God really is physically, that relates with him physically, makes him even more powerful. I'm not saying he's not powerful, but the mystery behind God adds more fear. And I believe sometimes it's okay for us to be mysterious. It's okay for us to create layers where people will have to peel and peel and peel through like an onion to understand who we really are, or to be able to decipher what makes us who we are. But when we put so much of our lives out there, it's easy to say, oh, BC will be here on Friday because she likes to do TGIF a lot. She'll be clubbing here, she'll be clubbing on that street, or she'll be at that restaurant. Why? Because BC puts so much of her life out there on social media. So it's easy to track her or know where she will be at a particular time or what she'll do. Nene was such a girl, but I'm not judging her, don't get me wrong. Because in a way, I sort of understood why she did that. She used to upload so many pictures on Facebook. And I want to believe that's because of the kind of business she was doing. Because she was selling clothes, she was into the fashion business. So she needed to showcase her brand. For instance, she'll wear a cloth or wear a dress or just put on an outfit. And then someone will ask her, oh, I love this outfit. Where did you get it? Oh, I sell it. Come to my boutique and get it. That's advertising. We all do that. We all showcase our brand on social media. So it's not as if it's a crime. But when you know your circle of friends are those type of people that can tend to be evil, let me put it that way, will not celebrate you when you're succeeding, then there's every reason to be mysterious. Let's not put, hey Kazim, how you doing? I see you. Let's not put so much of our lives on social media. Let's learn to be mysterious. It helps sometimes. Because I want to believe Nene putting up so much of her life on social media could have contributed to her being a target, and then she was later murdered. I believe that should be one of the reasons. we've learned, I believe we've all learned a lesson from Kim Kardashian. Never a day went by that Kim wouldn't upload something, her jewelry, her bling, her dress, where she's going. It's part of her brand. That's what sells Kim. But when she faced death, let's put it that way, when the robbers came to her hotel room in Paris and robbed her of her jewelry and tied her almost naked in the bathtub, at that moment her husband flashed through her mind. Her daughter Not and her son Saint flashed through her mind. And for some seconds there, Kim was no longer the social media reality star. She was the mom, she was the wife, she was the sister, she was the daughter. She thought about so many things I want to believe. Her family just flashed through her, her eyes in seconds, and she was like, what if I'm gone? Please don't kill me. I have children. Please don't kill me. She was pleading. And when she got over that encounter, you notice her posting on social media reduced. Let's be security conscious. We live in a country where half of the people are hungry. Not because it's their fault, but because life is hard generally. And then when we flaunt and flags, it just makes people angrier. Especially people who cannot, how do I put it now, analyze situations logically. Such people will be angry and you become an easy target. Let's just learn that lesson. I know some of you may not agree with me. Yeah, Kazim, thanks for following me. Thank you very much. Most of you may not agree with me, but that's just the hard truth. I too have learned to kind of like protect my family. I don't want to put too much about us on social media. Don't want to put too much about myself on social media, because some of the people that are my friends list on Facebook, I love them very much. Most of them I've never met before. They are wonderful people. Some of them I'm eager to meet. But there are still some others who could be crazy, lurking, in your friends list. Psychotic people, angry people, sick people that could make you an easy target, especially now that maybe on our mobile phones we turn on location, they know where you live, your phone number is reflecting, private info about you is reflecting, and they know how to target you. Look at the poor girl. Probably she advertised her shop. Oh, come to number 8 so and so Crescent in Port Harcourt, because that's where she lived. And then she was a target, and today she's no more. And then secondly, I don't know what to say about Nigeria and the government. I always try to avoid criticizing the government in public because, firstly, as a Christian, it's stated in the Bible that we should be careful how we address authority, because we are supposed to respect authority at all times, whether they are disgusting authority, whether they are authority that we agree with, authority that we appreciate. Authority is authority, and we must give respect to whom respect is due. So for that reason, I really don't like saying nasty things about the government in public. But if anybody in government is watching, maybe you're in the Senate, House of Reps, governors, aide, governor, president, whatever, member of the health board, president of the health board, please, I'm appealing. Because when Nene died, I got to that point, I was very angry. If I'd done a live video then, I would have been cursing, So I really needed my anger to dissipate before doing this live video. And now I think I can talk about it from a very rational place. No, Kazim, I'm not saying you should not condemn the rogues, but when you're condemning them, choose your words carefully. Choose your words carefully. Of course, this is a democratic government. You elected officers into government, and if they are not delivering to your expectations, you have every right to speak out. You have every right to complain. So I'm not saying you shouldn't condemn them, but I'm not going to curse them out like last month when my friend died and I was so angry. If I'd gone live then, I would have been cursing and crying. I would have been looking, But now I'm calmer. I'm talking from a better place, so I can, talk more sensibly about this. It's a shame what our government is really doing, seriously, because this is 2017, modern era. Nobody should be operated upon with candlelight. Nene was operated upon with candlelight. If there was constant power supply, probably the doctor would have seen the exact spot in her intestine that was stabbed, and that spot would have been stitched up and she would not have died. So let's just, government, please help us. Let's improve on the amenities. Improve the amenities. If you can't provide constant power supply for us as Nigerians, please provide a functional generator, a functional generating set that has enough power to carry equipment in the hospital. And let's have a better emergency response to citizens. You owe us that. We pay our taxes. Most of us pay taxes through our noses. We pay a lot for tax in this country. But I'm afraid to say I'm not seeing any results. I'm not seeing any results. Yes, Kazim, rational assessment. Rational assessment. My tribute is to the young girl Nene Basi that passed away May 13th, if I can remember. It was middle of May. She would have turned 24 today, but unfortunately her life was cut off by an armed robber who walked into her shop in December 2016 to rob her, took both her phones, stabbed her multiple times in the stomach, punctured her intestine, and she needed an operation to save her life. When she was rushed to the hospital, there was no light. NEPA had taken light. Obviously, there was no diesel in the generator, and she had to be operated upon with a candle light. And because of that, she died. So now, I'm talking about this so that we can learn from what has happened, where the government has gone wrong, where we as people may make ourselves easy targets to robbers by uploading too much about our personal lives on social media. So I don't know if this video is going to help anyone at all. Maybe it's just for me to find closure from the loss of my friend. But for whatever reason, I've been moved to do this live video today. Please, someone should just hear me and just act. Just act. Let's make this hellhole we call a country sometimes to be livable, so that we don't just wake up every morning to regret why we are Nigerians. Yesterday I went to do my hair at the salon, and more than half of the people there were agitating for Biafra. They wanted the country to be divided. Everybody said, oh, almost everybody, we want Biafra, we want Biafra, we want Biafra. Give us Biafra, because we are sure the currency will be better than this useless and worthless Naira. Then we'll move over to Biafra, we'll hustle there, we'll make, sorry Kazim, what are you saying? You said common picture, I don't display it, much more my status. That is not a good idea. Okay, yeah, I agree with you. Yes, it's not always a good idea. It's good to share pictures, occasions, events, happy events, landmarks that we've achieved with our friends on social media, but we should draw a line. There should be a time where we draw a line between what we share on social media and what we keep to ourselves, because not everybody is happy that you are happy. Not everybody is happy that you're succeeding. And again, there could be psychotic people on your friends list, stalkers, especially for the women, sick people. We've had reports of this so many times. The young girl, Cynthia Okogo, years back, was targeted to from Facebook. So we should be careful what you upload on social media, so that we don't make ourselves easy targets to evil people. That's the main reason I'm going live today, to talk about this. We don't want to make ourselves easy targets to evil people. So that's just it in a nutshell. Back to what I was saying. People were agitating for Biafra because the Naira is now worthless according to them. If there is a Biafra, they'll rather move to Biafra and hustle there and make more money and then send to their relatives in Nigeria. It has Nigeria, which will be the old country now. So I was just laughing, because they don't even know if Biafra is going to be better. Because the people who made Biafra, the people who are also in Nigeria right now. So let's work on ourselves. When we wake up every day, let's look at the man in the mirror first. Talk to ourselves first, so that when we get out, or when we get in, or when we decide to stay united, we'll make a better people, a better nation, a stronger nation, a more united nation, a more effective nation. So that's just it, basically. Thank you for tuning in. I'm about to go off now, because I've said pretty much what I was about to say. I hope next time I'm doing a live video, it won't be to rant. I try as much as possible not to rant when I'm doing my live videos. I would like to talk about something more sensible, use a more sensible approach to talk about more annoying things. Yes, I'm blushing. Yes, Kazim, I am. Because I always laugh when I see people come live to rant, I'm not that I don't understand, or I can't relate to how they're feeling at that moment, but it just makes me remember what my dad used to always say. He used to say, Ubong, you never make the best decisions when you're angry. Don't even talk when you're angry. You never make the best decisions. So it's stuck in my head, it's stuck in my head for a very long time, because if I'm angry, you don't want to see me when I'm angry. I'm like a wild animal. I'll just be shouting, my eyes, everything will be popping out, So when I see people go live like that, ranting, I'm like, oh my God, couldn't they have just calmed down first, so that when they talk, people will listen. Sometimes when we rant, a lot of people can't relate to how we're feeling at that moment. Like, what's this one saying? They'll just they'll pop in few seconds, look at it, come out again. Let's get out of your live video screen, onto something that is more interesting. So thanks, Kazim. Thanks. So I just learned that from my dad. He always tells me I never make the best decisions when I'm angry. So I should calm down first, and then talk about what's making me angry later. And then more people will listen, and more people will appreciate. So that's just it, basically. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Kazim. And I know one other person is watching. I can't really tell who the person is. The image is tiny. If you can hear me, just say hi. Then I know it's you watching, and I can give you a shout out right back. Thank you very much for tuning in. Kisses right back, Kazim. But friendly kisses though. I'm married, so I have to be careful the kind of kisses I blow. Okay. What's happening in my life right now? Tomorrow is my mom's birthday. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. Hi, Egosa. Oh my goodness. Egosa, long time. Long time. How you doing, Egosa? So tomorrow is my mom's birthday. I'm excited about it. It's always a thing of gratitude to see 1 year added to your life. And when you've lived long and you've lived good and God has been so good to you, there's every reason to be thankful. Yeah, you are invited. You are invited. My mom is spending her birthday evangelizing, as she always does. She loves to evangelize with her fellow Christian women. So she's going to be celebrating her birthday doing a church program, and later we'll celebrate with her. So when we are doing the big party, according to Jennifer, the big party, Kazim, I'm going to invite you. Just drop your address and I'll invite you, because we're going to do it big. So if you love huge cakes, there's going to be huge cake, rice. Yeah. Egosa, thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I love the hair too. I just got sick and tired of all these Brazilian weaves, and I remember this hair. I used to fix this hair when I was a student in the university. Then life was good. We're not put under so much pressure to to go and buy hair that is worth 300,000 naira. And I was like, where is this hair? If this hair still exists in Nigeria, I must fish this hair out, buy it and fix it. I just wanted to feel like, back when I was in school. So I called up my hairdresser and I had a hard time describing the hair. I was like, this hair that looks like afro, it's kind of like kinky but not too kinky. It looks like hair that natural hair that has been blown out or used stretched out with a stretching comb. And I was like, oh yeah, I know the hair. It's still in the market. I was like, really? And he said yes. I said, okay, please go get it. And he got it and he fixed it and I love it. Thank you, Egosa. So that's the backstory of the hair. Yeah, so I'm going to be rocking this for a while. It's outre, Egosa. It's outre human hair. Outre human hair. You won't believe how light it is. Light and fluffy. Practically weightless. Doesn't have any weight. And it doesn't conduct heat. Here in Abuja, it's so terribly hot. So I really don't like doing hairstyles that will make you sweat. Your makeup your face will be melting. Your makeup will just be melting. So it's outre. I left the pack, the label at the salon. I would have shown it to you. It's outre. It's called outre 100% human hair. Quite affordable. And the final look is awesome. Yeah, it does look good. Kazim, you're so funny. So that's it. How you doing, Egosa? How's life treating you? You're pretty much silent on social media, but don't get me wrong, I love it. Probably you came late. That's exactly what I was talking about. We shouldn't reveal too much of our lives on social media. I lost a friend last month. Her birthday was today, so yeah, Kazim, of course I won't mind you. Her birthday was today, Egosa, so I just decided to go live and do a small tribute to her. She owned a boutique in Port Harcourt, and she was always putting up lots of pictures on social media, probably to advertise her brand. Maybe she'll put on the clothes and the shoes and the accessories that she sold in the boutique to, advertise her brand. And maybe somebody thought she was showing off too much, and she became a target because she was stabbed multiple times in the stomach, and the stab punctured her. The stab wound affected her intestine, and then she died from poor medical care. So I'm not criticizing you for being quiet on social media. I appreciate that. It helps. It's good to be mysterious. It's good to live your life as privately as you can, and just upload those things that are necessary for people to see on social media. Okay, Egosa. Yes, I noticed you post nothing on social media. Exactly. I support that totally, 100%. We don't need to show whether we are wearing Christian Louboutin or carrying designer bags. That's childish. Sometimes when I hear people take pictures, put it on social media and hashtag slay queen, maybe because I'm in my 40s, I don't do slay queen. What slay queen? What are you slaying? You should be slaying the devil. Slay evil, slay corruption, slay poverty. Go to the orphanage and slay lack of care. That's what you should be slaying. Slay wickedness. Slay witchcraft. Then I'll know you're a slay queen. Slaying this, slaying that. You go and buy one bag. Maybe you probably even borrowed money to buy the bag or the clothes you're putting on. You put it on social media and then you hashtag slay queen. And the most annoying of them hashtags, pepper them gang. What's that? Seriously, what's that? And then you find people in their 40s doing pepper them gang. Who are you peppering? Who exactly are you peppering? When half of your fellow countrymen are hungry from no fault of theirs, you're peppering. Pepper them gang. What are you peppering? You're peppering the fact that you can afford to do your hair and then somebody else can't. Or you can afford to have lovely kids and somebody else doesn't. Or you're married to the most wonderful guy, quotes, because some of us lie. You're having it hard. You're having it rough. Just shut up in your house. Shut up. Stay there. Go on your knees. Pray. But you just come on and then you make people who are already feeling bad feel worse. And you say you're a slay queen. Pepper them gang. Who are you peppering exactly? You know, I see a lot of childish stuff on social media and it just makes me sick. Sometimes I decide to pass. I don't want to talk about them. And you see people who should know better doing such things. Leave it for the teenagers. When I was a teenager, I had my head up in the clouds. So it's allowed, I can understand. I didn't know anything. I didn't know half of, what is half? I didn't know a tenth of what I know now. I didn't. I thought life was the bed of roses. I saw life through rose-colored glasses. You know, I was pretty much disillusioned as a teenager. Honestly, Egosa, what is Pepper Them Gang? You know, you put on something and you're trying to say, I'm showing off. Who doesn't like it should go to blazes. Go and hug Transformer. One popular one, I'm in my house, come and beat me. You know? Who does that? Seriously. Leave those for the kids. I leave Pepper Them. Even my kids are more sensible. You know, I've got 2 children in the university. They are on Instagram, they are on Facebook. One of them is on Twitter. You know, Twitter is not such an appealing social media environment for teenagers. They love Instagram, they love Facebook, they love Snapchat. They love Snapchat, you know. So I don't ever see my kids hashtagging Pepper Them Gang. I don't ever see my daughters hashtagging Slay Queen, you know. So if my daughter, for instance, Nadine, doesn't hashtag Slay Queen, that's even somebody that won a beauty pageant. She's one of my daughters is currently a beauty queen in school, you know. She doesn't go showing off on social media, posting it for everybody to see or know every single second. Slay Queen, Slay Queen, Slay Queen, Slay Queen, you know. It's terrible. What exactly are you slaying? I keep asking when I see these hashtags, what are you slaying? I would love to slay evil. I would love to slay cancer. Oh my God. I would love to slay cancer if I had the power to slay anything. I would slay cancer in a heartbeat. Because cancer has taken so many people I love. Cancer has ravaged so many good people. Cancer has brought so much pain, so much tears, so much suffering. If I had the power to slay anything, I would slay cancer first. Even before HIV. I'll slay cancer. So before you earn my respect as a slay queen, figure out a way to slay cancer. Yeah. Figure out a way to slay domestic violence. Figure out a way to slay poverty. Then you earn my respect. Thank you, Kazim. She's even better than me, trust me, because I was a silly teenager. She has a good head on her shoulders. So that's just it, basically. And then the Pepper Them whatever gang. It's in any gang. Even when I was in high school, I remember we used to have cliques, you know. Yeah, that's it, Egosa. Pepper Them gang mentality. To me, it's for the average mind. It's for the average mind. Look at us Africans. Let's just be very honest. What have we invented? You are slain with an outfit that was designed by a foreigner. All the big names, Dior, Giuseppe Zanotti, Hermes, YSL, Givenchy, just name them. These people are all foreigners. They make these clothes. You wear them. You wear the shoes. You spray their perfumes. And then you come out and put it all on social media. And you begin to slay. And you begin to pepper them. But you're not inventing anything. You're not adding anything to planet Earth. You're just buying, and that's what we do. We buy. Nobody's inventing. Nobody's thinking of how to solve a problem. Even this Facebook we're using, it was somebody's idea. Someone thought about this and has brought us all together. And then what are you doing with this idea? Are you speaking life to people? Are you speaking wisdom to people? Are you speaking truth to people? No. You're peppering them. You're slaying them. So I feel it's just an idiotic movement, if you ask me. A very idiotic movement. Let's learn to set our priorities straight. Let's, let's focus on what matters. Let's focus on things that matter. Let's not waste our time or waste our lives pursuing things that make literally no sense. Because whatever you're slaying, in the next 3 years, it will be out of fashion. There was a time I was in the university, blue lipstick was in fashion. Gothic makeup, though Gothic makeup has been a classic, it doesn't ever really go away. But there's sometimes you just have some crazy fads like blue lipstick, green lipstick, some funny looking shoes. Of course, trousers, jeans, funny looking jeans cuts. The next 3 to 4 years they'll tell you, oh, low rise is out of fashion, it's now high waisted jeans. Everybody runs to buy the high waisted jeans to slay and to pepper. The next 4-5 years they'll say, oh, that's out of fashion, we now rock bell bottoms. You go buy bell bottoms. Next 5 years you're wearing capri pants. Oh, that's what's in vogue. That is to show you that all these things are ephemeral. They really mean nothing. They mean nothing. And then when you cross to become a person of a certain age, like I am, you ought to be filled with wisdom. That's why they say fool at 40 is actually a fool forever. And I see that play out a lot of times. It plays out. Learn to be wise. Learn to use your number 6. Use your number 6 all the time. Don't go with the flow, what people are doing. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to be on TV. Everybody wants to be talking. It's not every talk that makes sense. Some people are gifted to talk sense. Some people are gifted to talk rubbish. So that's just it. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much.